team. Now, they've got a fair few options. They do, well, they have actually played, for instance, the Bristleback. Of course, Vici won quite a few times, and that would work with the DK and the Dazzle. Do you think that might be something that they're thinking about here? Not great against the Razor, though, I guess.
There's a lot of kite potential on EG, and you don't have a Wisp to partner with it. Like, normally when you see Bristle, you want that overcharge, you want the extra damage mitigation, so when you turn your back, you're taking, like, no DPS whatsoever. I guess it is possible, but like I said, it's typically the Wisp combination that you're going to be seeing with that hero, but we'll see how EG are feeling about this last carry pick.
What about the How PL?
PL is actually very good against this team. It's very good. They have very limited use of AoE, so like they have Plasma Field, I guess you can charge, and then you have Queen of Pain. So those are the only ways that they can deal with that. The one scary part, though, about picking PL is you already have Bounty Hunter Dazzle. It's okay support combination, but it's not super strong. It's similar to what we saw in the first game, where they had Lion and Lina, and they were split up and they just really couldn't do much. I feel like it might kind of be the same thing 2 times in a row, where the supports just wouldn't be able to deal with that kind of offline potential if they picked a hero like that, but we will find out.
I mean, of course, the other thing to question as well, what about picking up the AM again in this kind of game, or is that not going to be too nice against these ganking heroes like the Quap and the Spirit Breaker? And the Enchantress, to be fair, as well.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm kind of feeling AM or PL. I'd like to see how it throws something else different into the mix.
I think PL would probably be better than AM. AM is one of those heroes that you can just get hardline countered. Like, what happens if they just send, like, Spirit Breaker down there with, like, +1? Like, maybe Razor even goes down there. Or maybe they just do some kind of aggro lane. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. AM is really bad in lane against that type of lineup.
Okay, but it's going to be the SF.
Safe lane SF, okay.
Okay, well, yeah, I'd imagine you think they're definitely going to put the SF in the safe rather than the DK. And it's going to be the PPD tree coming out finally from the side of EG. So yeah, we see Metal Quap and safe lane Razor.
This is Universe Enchantress?
Oh, you'd imagine... Well, Owie to normally be on the hero.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
Well, we're going to see what Universe can do.
Wait. Is this Slasher's Way?
What with
is this off-lane untouchable max stats Enchantress?
It could very well be an Enchantress Spirit Breaker lane, looking at the lineup so far. Maybe.
I don't want
to. Do you think?
I don't want to say it is, because it would actually be amazing if they did that. But that's like the first thing that popped into my mind when I see the offlaner pick up the jungle hero. They could just swap. I mean, let's be honest.
They could. We could see.
They could just be having...
It might be the mind games.
What's a British saying? They could be having a laugh, right?
Yeah.
Just messing with us.
That could be.
Yeah.
Having a bit of a Josh. We'll see. Well,
a bit of a Josh.
Bit of a Josh, you know.
All right, I like that.
Yeah, I'm joshing with you. Having a laugh. Having a giggle. Well, here we go. Into Game 2 between VG Gaming and Evil Geniuses. We've got some, again, some fun picks coming out from both sides.
Oh my god, is he really going to do it?
It's going to be the Universe Enchantress. Well, let's see how this goes down for EG. Big shout out to everyone joining us from the mainstream. Big hey guys to everybody watching on the stream. I hope you're ready to get yourselves tucked in for Game 2, because if Game 1 is anything to go by, we may be in for the long haul again between these two giants of a teams.
I'm looking forward to this. This is definitely the most exciting series, at least in Game 1. That I've had a chance to cast so far here at TI5. So, like you mentioned, Game 1 is any indication this is going to be an absolute blast. And we'll see what Universe is going to be doing here. He's kind of wandering around for the time being, probably just securing a rune. The thing about Enchantress is you don't really have to buy any mana regeneration, because Enchant is such a low mana cost. Like, the thing that actually costs a lot of mana is your heal. And you can still cast that, I believe, 1 or 2 times before you're going to have to worry about sending yourself out of clarity. But EG grouping up here around bottom rune. That SF pick. It's not very often we get a chance to see safe lane SF.
It's going to be interesting to see how this does indeed pan out for How. Both teams eyeing up this bottom rune at the moment. EG ready to jump, but at the same time, so are VG. Nice and Super heading back to their respective lanes, though. Looks like it's just going to be the 3 there. Might look for the sneak steal. It's going to be a risky one, though, and is he going to head down for it? They've got the sentry on the SB, and they're going to pop it down straight away, so they know where FY is. FY's not going to risk it. Sumail will be able to grab himself the bottom rune, and likewise Super on the mid DK, grabbing himself the top bounty rune. Now the lanes coming out from VG, pretty much what we expected. We are going to see this, well, this safe lane dual lane, at least with the roaming bounty hunter, DK in the mid, Tusk on the off lane. And EG, they're going to, well, it's going to be interesting to see where the PPD Treant kind of hangs about. Does he need to be up there on the top lane with Fear on the Razor, or can he afford to just go on the aggressive tri lane and Fear can manage on his own against the solo Tusk?
Oh, there's no way Razor needs help against Tusk. Not even close. Like, Razor will be more than fine. And I think a lot of the reason why they picked Tree is because they're so confident in this off lane doing well that they could just use all of their Treant armors on mid and just have PPD chill around here. And I'm sorry, but DK and Bounty is not beating Tree Queen. Like, that is a really lopsided matchup in favor of EG.
Well, we'll see what the side of VG are able to do with it. They've already put down a sentry themselves. No D-ward there yet from EG on that mid lane. But I think the lane we're all going to be interested in is, of course, that bottom, the Universe Enchantress. Seeing how they do. FY already. And I guess this is the trick. You know, you pick up an Enchantress, and we were saying, into a Bounty Hunter, the jungling's not going to be fun. Well, screw the jungle. I'll take a lane instead.
Yeah, that's why it seems so bizarre at first, right? Because that's the first thing that comes to mind is, oh, well, you're actually just going to get owned in the jungle. But if you get level 1 Untouchable, it's 40% attack speed reduction. He already has Wand available. And this is a lane that will spam. Like, you're going to have Razes, you're going to have Shadow Wave on top of that. If he gets like a tree armor, even Razes won't be enough to kill him, and that's another reason why the tree pick is so nice. Because typically, what's the best way to kill Enchantress? Magic Burst. She's tied for the lowest strength gain in the game, or just flat out the lowest. So if you have tree armor on her, and she eats like 1 or 2 Razes, if that burst isn't enough to kill, a right click will never kill Enchantress because it's probably not even going to go off.
Exactly. I think just for the whole duration of the game, you look at VG's lineup, they've got a lot of punches. And as you said, Untouchable is going to be very, very nice for Universe to have against all of that at the moment. In terms of CS so far, mid lane we are seeing some Altar starting to break away. 9 for 2, 10 for 2 against the 6 for 1. PPD able to grab himself that Bounty Rune from the Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunt has been unsuccessful this time. 2 minutes in, bottom lane, the farm for Hao. He's on 9 for 3 at the moment compared to the 7 for 5 of Fear. So still pretty even from the bottom to the top of the map, but just that slight edge in the mid lane going towards EG.
It's to be expected that Queen would win that matchup, though. Like, there's no doubt in anyone's mind that Queen versus DK, definitely gonna be Queen with the advantage there. But the main thing about Tusk in this top lane, too, is Ice really only needs the EXP. Like, getting the farm is nice, but if he can TP and react and get a couple of kills on bottom lane, like he might try to go for Enchantress, a good snowball, Ice Shards, a couple of Rays.
Owie! He's gonna go in with the charge onto Femra. Look at the body block as well. He's trying to get in with the right clicks. Femra forced here to use the shallow grave. EG Universe trying to chase down, looking for that front right click after. It wouldn't have been enough anywhere. The heal was available. How? Trying to turn this one around with the punches. Bring Universe low. Oh, there's your bash from Owie. Forcing the Shadow Fiend back.
There's no grave. They can go back in, I think. Okay, never mind. How got selfed. Just kidding.
Mid lane, what's going on? Well, we're going to see eyeing up at the moment FY, looking for Sumail. Again, just forcing the blink back, trying to create a bit of space for DK to bring himself back into his element in the mid lane. And he's certainly closing on it. You know, 11 for 3 at the moment on Super. And still Sumail with that slight edge. And bottom lane, sorry, top lane,
yeah.
Fear. He finds himself a solo kill. Well, gotta be honest, didn't necessarily expect that, and neither did Scriff, bless him.
Yeah, now bottom as well.
Bottom lane, that's where the action is, and we're on this one. That's going to be 1 kill there. Now looking for Hao with the charge. They might, I think, let's dive this now.
He can charge again. He's got enough 1 charges. He can pop it and charge. Okay, never mind.
Not going to be the play now. Yeah, just salving out, keeping it safe. Mid lane again, just forcing Sumail back, but 2-0 at the moment. EG getting themselves first blood, and very nice, of course, the fact that Fear was able to get that solo kill first blood in the top lane and bottom lane. There's your charge. They're going in for Hao. Hao's in a bit of trouble trying to turn it around. He's got Fenrir coming in, but it's not in time. The bash from Owie, bringing down the Shadow Fiend. And Fenrir just left to give him a few punches on the way out. So far, the first 4 minutes of the game looking very good for Evil Geniuses.
The one thing, though, to keep in mind is Hao is still getting, like, comparable farm. Like, yeah, he died there, but SF is very well known for being able to recover, even from a not-so-great laning phase. The real problem is going to arise when Universe finally hits level 6, then you're going to start looking at impetus damage. And his movement speed is nuts, 385 with brown boots. You're just going to be getting run down. I think that's really a strategy between these two heroes, is because of the fact that Owie will eventually get that empowering haste with Enchantress and being able to charge and hold somebody down for so long. Like, how do you live through that if Enchantress is just laying into you the entire time? Even with just like 1 or 2 lucky bashes, you can just get a kill.
Indeed, Universe finding a lot of space here on that bottom lane to start pressuring this tower. TP's coming in from the Bounty Hunter. FY leading the way, but it's going to be quite hard to get this kill.
This is a really hard kill, actually.
They can try for it. 2 levels untouchable. What's it going to do for Universe? We might just find out here. Fenrir looking for the wraparound, but Universe, he's going to start backing up already, and FY is unable to initiate anything there on the bottom lane. In fact, Owie's making his way back down there as well to ensure that Universe isn't left on his own. Universe might need help. The wraparounds coming in. FY and Ephemeria moving in as a combo. There's your slow, but there's the charge. Owie coming in. He wants to save Universe. He might just be able to do it. The PPD tree armor as well coming out. Universe is going to be okay. Now, are you thinking about trying to turn this around? FY there? Nah, he's fine with the Shadow Walk. No detection at the moment being dropped down. FY gets himself away. Now he just heading himself back away from the lane, seeing if he can disrupt the map anywhere else. And still, the farm for Fear looking very nice indeed. 26 last hits, 12 denies on this Razor. Fear's having a grand old time in the safe lane.
Yeah, again, though, this is something that should have happened. The one weird part about it is that Ice solo died. Like, that probably shouldn't ever happen. I'm actually unsure as to how that went down, because I was actually watching bottom when they initiated, but still, in the early game, with the kill advantage is EG. It's not super lopsided, though. Middle,
straight in, they're going to go for it. They got the damage before to make a blink away, and maybe, the tick damage is going to be enough.
Damage.
One more tick, no, he's got the stick charges, the one charges, he's going to be fine. He's there with a charge as well to make sure the VG don't dive any deeper. And still, VG just unable to find Bloodjet in this fight.
That was so close. I'm pretty sure PPD like armored the tower as that was happening. Maybe he map clicked or something instead of actually clicking on Sumail, but that was very close to being a kill. And unfortunately for Vici, as you mentioned, they have yet to really get themselves on the board. Universe, he's almost halfway to level 6. These two heroes together still don't feel like they can pressure him.
Universe off lane on this Enchantress is doing absolute wonders. He's managed to find himself 16 CS as well, not too shabby. Out on 28 for 12 though, as you were saying early, still the farm going fairly well here for this Shadow Fiend. But we'll see what he's able to do with it. Universe moving in the shadows. Sumail, fighting about, has got this ultimate available. They might jump for it and straight away onto How. He's holding the ult here though, and actually turning around with the Razor. Sumail, he's going to go down here. How? Taking the kill, and Sumail just slightly overextending there, and VG there to capitalize on it.
I'm not really sure why he blinked that far. Like normally when you blink into a tower like that, you blink at the edge, because you still have range to be able to scream and dagger, and then you throw out the ulti and walk away. He blinked point blank into How, who he had vision of, with a Dazzle sitting next to him. Like, sure, Fenrir's and Fog, but you kind of have to assume he's there, right? So that was just really weird. I'm not sure... He had to have expected Fenrir to not be there. Like, that's the only way you make that blink.
Unfortunate play there for Sumail. Back to the mid lane. He goes to continue his farm. Well, in fact, he left the lane super. Very happy with that. Up to 34 CS. Second on the board now for the DK. And also back up now. FY's in the mid lane. And so's Ice. He's low on mana, but he has got that Mango. Can they do anything about Sumail? Sumail being very tentative about moving forward here. Ooh.
Well, something happened. Hopefully, I think EG said that Fear's PC was kind of laggy or something before.
Hopefully no more headsets are being dropped.
Yeah.
That's, I'm just going to have this pause here. Now the question, the mid lane is where it's about to kick off. We have got the wraparound. Has he used the Mango yet, the Tusk? Has he still got the Mango waiting? He's got the Mango available. And Sumail is going to be able to blink away there. They don't find the kill here. But still, just forcing Sumail back out of the lane. He's going to find himself a haste, and of course does still have that ultimate ready to use if he can find himself in a good position to do so. Now he's going to walk into FY here, and he has got Dust here. Sumail is about, and they're going to go for it here with the charge on FY. Sumail moving in with a haste rune with the burst, and there we go! Screaming down the log holes of the Bounty Hunter, and will be able to find himself the kill.
I'm not sure if he knew the ult there. I'm pretty sure he was dead. The dust slow is already 20%, and then you dagger on top of that with a scream. Like, a couple auto attacks I think would have done the job, but...
Better to be safe than sorry, Andy.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it is good to be able to get the kill and immediately run away. But now EG pulling themselves a little bit farther ahead in terms of the kills, at least.
Oh.
And yeah, that damage.
I mean, a couple of those.
If he gets charged, he could die. Like, even though Aui's not 6, he's still tanky enough to go onto the tower and try to bait something out, I think.
We're just waiting in position. Seeing if How comes out, but How does have that backup of Fenrir, keeping himself safely behind the trees, ready with those heals and the shallow grave, if need be.
The other thing too is they have a level 3 tree armor now, so if they want to dive, they can actually just go ham.
And PPD's been able to find himself a fair bit of XP up here in the top lane, halfway through level 5 on his way to the 6. Fear though at the moment, level 8. And How's Tusk doing in terms of levels and response? He's managed to find level 6, but still certainly falling behind in comparison to Fear, who is top of the net worth board at the moment. How Universe really want to find something, and how close are we to level 6 on this Spirit Breakers? I feel that's going to be the go time here. When they can get the Nether Strike and get the impetus hits in, they'll certainly be able to have a good shot at blowing up How.
Well, if they have Nether Strike, they probably just go for Fenrir. Like, if he shows, he gets charged out, you want to prevent him from graving, because if Fenrir dies and How's still in the area, if the tree armor goes out onto, like, Aoi, for example, because he'll be the one most likely tanking the majority of the damage, you can just continue to chase. charge will most likely be back up by the time the first hero dies, so probably going to be looking to try that. Nope, middle lane. Can see a charge here on the FY. There is dust.
Well, let's see if Sumail can get himself in with a blink. He should be able to help find this kill onto FY. There's your dust. There's the punches. And they will kill the bounty hunter. How actually coming in here with a TP reaction. Aui's just simply going to TP himself back to base. And Sumail, of course, he's well and truly out of there. And yet another pick off here for EG, and VG unable to punish it in return.
I really like the tree pick here from EG for the sole purpose that it's their direct answer to the bounty hunter roaming in the early game. So anytime somebody takes any damage, it's like, oh, the bounty hunter's here. I'll just go ahead and tree armor somebody. Or I'll throw it on the enchantress who's in bottom lane who's trying to harass. It's such a low-cost answer to bounty hunter roam that up until this point, like really, FY hasn't really been able to do a lot. Like he's 0-2-0. He hasn't gotten a single kill for his team. He's been gathering a decent amount of information, sure, but the information doesn't do you any good when you can't do anything about it.
Well, the side of VG there, they're going to go for smoke up. They're actually going to find Aoi here, and they're going to initiate here with a snowball. They're going to try and go for this one. Aoi has got Universe around. Can he do anything to save him, though? Aoi's going to go low. Aoi does get the charge, and the armor indeed helping him out here. The poison touch might do it. No, he's got the one charges, and now, with the Nature's Attendance, Aoi's going to be able to live through that one, get himself out. Now, Sumail coming in with the rotation, does have the ultimate available. If Universe might try and turn this one round, does move forward, but Ice, and Super are well and truly out of there. But that is indeed a smoke up from VG that doesn't achieve much at all. At the same, look how aggressive Fear's getting here on this top lane. Straight through, clearing the wave and bringing FY incredibly low. We are going to see how actually make his way up here on the Shadow Fiend. PPD hiding under the cover of the trees, and Fear just continuing to hammer away at this tower. Back towards the mid lane, Super moving in, looking for a stun, but somehow blinks himself away. Will find this rune. What's he got? He's got an invis rune, and he has still got that ultimate available. Sumail might be able to find something with this.
Yeah, I think at this point, right now, Vici's game plan, they really need to try to stabilize a bit. Like, Hao gets his Yules up, and then they can start maybe looking to try to turn fights, because that's a good enough amount of burst to be able to just, like, maybe even kill Universe. I see that. He's almost got mech.
Mid lane, they're going to go in, and Sumail can't get the cast animation off here for the blink and the punch there. Damn! That's the Sumail down. That's Super picking himself up the kill. And what a kill indeed for the side of Fiji, taking down the Quap. One of the definitely high priority heroes on the map at the moment for the side of VG.
Definitely a nice kill. They want to try to get more out of this. They're going to get some information here. FY, just scouting things out. I think he saw the courier? No.
Oh.
No, it's too fast.
Oh, he's there, yes. Gonna go back to the jungle. The ward that they've just dropped there did show Fear. Can they do anything about Fear? They have got 3 heroes in the vicinity, but Fear's managed to get the static link off. They're trying to snowball away. Get the hell off me! But it's not long enough. Fear continues to steal the damage, and now that continues to chase. The length on that leash is incredible. The ult! From the low ground, blowing up Ice. Sumail gets his revenge. And EG picked themselves up the 6th kill of this game. 6 for 2 at the moment. Now, FY, he is closing in on that level 6. And with the track, that's where we're going to see the bounty hunter really come into play. But at the moment, it certainly is EG with the lead. You're looking at the hero levels. Fear hitting level 11. The closest at the moment, DK on level 9. Fear, he's had a great old time on the top lane. And we've seen him already now moving away from that lane and ready to try and exert his dominance elsewhere on the map.
I mean, this is a pretty action-packed early game, honestly. Like, not a lot of kills, but a lot of movement from both teams. They really want to try to vie for that early control. That we are going to see the first tower of the entire game actually drop in favor of EG. Going to see a charge towards mid, but I think this is more of just like a I want to move across the map, because Yules is done on Hao. A level 1 Requiem is not enough to kill, so Aoi will go ahead and just back off instead. Level 2 Requiem, I think, can kill with, like, I don't know, 900,000 HP or something, if you land it perfectly. But level 1 Requiem just doesn't do as much damage.
They want to snowball onto Sumail, but oh, they get Illusion instead. Ice, just a little bit off point there with that cast. And now, actually, well, Fear and Sumail, they've found FY. He's underneath the sentry. They're going to go for this one, keeping him under the sentry vision. Can they quite do it? There we go! With the plasma field, they're bringing down. Now Super getting charged up. Aui's there with the nether strike. Super does get shallow red up. He's going to be able to live for the time being. What can he do in return? Pops the ult as well, trying to get himself away. Ice is there to try to help, but they've already lost Super. Ice is surrounded by 4 of the members of EG. What can he do in response? Looks for the TP. Aui's a bit of a hopeful one. It's not going to pay off. 3 heroes falling on the side of Fiji, and EG cleaning up there in the Radiant jungle.
Oh man, they are just getting wrecked. I mean, it's 2-9 right now, 15 minutes in. Hao is still farming very well. That's like the shining hope right now of Vici, is the fact that even though the dual offlane from EG, Universe farmed in it, they didn't actually kill the Shadow Fiend that much. Like, he died one time, which is perfectly acceptable. Like, one death on an early game Shadow Fiend, not a big deal. So the fact that he's got that going for him is definitely good, but it's getting to a stage now where, how are they going to kill Universe, for example? Like, he's got mech, he's got strength treads, 4 points into that untouchable. He's even, I think, putting a couple of points in his stats. Yeah, so he's got at least 1, I think, right now. And then you got the Another Strike now available on Aoi. I'm not sure if they're going to have the kind of teamfight potential they need to really take these 5-on-5 engagements when no one has mech.
They're going for How. How this time wasn't able to get off the Yules. Now he'll pop it here. He's moving it, but he hasn't got the mana for Requiem. This is a disaster for the Shadow Fiend, and Shadow Fiend will go down. Tries to turn around onto Sumail, but PPD is there with the tree armor, ensuring that the quad will not pull today. Top lane, FY going in on PPD himself now. PPD says, I saved you guys, now can you save me? We're going to see Spirit Breaker make his way across the map. But the dive's going to continue. Now the TP's come out. There is a response. PPD, the savior, will be saved. And now Fear chasing this one down. Oh! Looks for the ult, but PPD just a little bit short on the cast.
He's got
the charge is there, though. Aoi turns up to the fight and says, bang! That's going to be a second kill here for VG within the minute. Sorry, EG. But in fact, VG, they're still hunting for kills, and they're not finding them. 2 kills only on the board so far, 16.5 minutes in, 11 kills for Evil Geniuses. Top of the net worth at the moment is Fear and Sumail, sitting at 6.8k, 6.5 respectively, and looking very, very good indeed for this part of the game.
So EG have pretty much shown that they know how to deal with Tusk and Bounty Hunter with one pick. You just pick Tree. He stops all of the snowball combinations from being able to kill. He stops the Bounty Hunter from winning the middle lane by just sitting there and camping for the hero that he's playing up against. It's actually the perfect hero to deal with this. If you look at what the Bounty Hunter has actually accomplished in this game, FY, he's level 6, but he's been involved in 0 kills. Vici, they're trying to get themselves on the board. They have track. They need to make something happen here.
They need to do indeed. They've got the smoke. They're going to move in. Universe is there. He might be the one tanking the gang. No, yeah, they're going to move to the right here. VG. Hunting down Universe. They see the Wild Wing. They know it's going somewhere. As you're going to go back north here, Super. The smoke's been dispelled by PPD here. They're going to drop a sentry. Will catch PPD on the edge of it, but PPD can be able to move away here. PPD's going to be fine at Fear, maybe not so much. They're going straight in onto the Razor. There's your ult though, Fear. He's a pretty damn tanky at the moment. Now it's Ice just having to retreat with the static leg here. Fear walking the dragon. Ice Shard will come out from Ice, but the plans of Fear bringing him along. The final right click brings him down. At the same time, Aoi able to find the kill onto How. Super and Fenrir on the retreat. Sumail and Fear trying to chase this one down. Fear's armor's pretty low because of the weave. He's got to be careful about diving this tower, but the Howie, he says, I've not got to be careful going straight in, but the Dragon Tail is there to stop the charge. Sumail just be trying to find Fenrir, but he's a little bit low on mana, will bottle up, pushing Super and Fenrir back, will create the space for EG here to take the tower, but again, VG smoking up, looking for a fight, but they end up giving away 2 and finding nothing in return.
What is Vici's answer to this? Like, do they have enough damage to really kill anyone? So the utility coming out from the tree, like behind the armor, and then you also have overgrowth on top of that. They didn't see PPD. He was invis like that entire time, just sitting there waiting for his opportunity. As soon as Snowball comes out, like you cast tree armor on the hero that's getting snowballed. It stops a majority of the incoming burst damage. That gives you time to get in position to drop the overgrowth. Like the way that this hero deals with Tusk is just so good. And it's funny because PPD loves playing tree anyway. Or maybe he doesn't, but you know, he's really good at it at the very least. But
he's certainly been doing a lot this game to keep his team alive. I mean, it's kind of akin to what we saw him do on the Wyvern, but this time global, and on a similar scale as well. EG, they're going to look towards Roshan now, of course, with Universe tanking this up with the Untouchable and the Living Armor here as well. They can do it fairly quick and fairly safely. The question is VG going to be able to do anything about this? They've got 3 heroes towards the mid. At the same time, I don't think they're going to stop this at all.
It's a risk-free Roshan, though. That's the thing. Yeah. Like, Universe isn't taking any damage. Between Tree Armor and Untouchable, with Medallion, they don't get hit. Like, most teams have other ways of killing Roshan. Like, you get high damage on TA, for example, with Deso. EG just say, yeah, we just don't take damage when we kill Roshan. So no matter when Vici come into the pit, you're always going to be at full health. We will see a charge here top.
Oh, it's actually going to get held onto here. I'm not wanting to follow that one through. FY actually blocked up here by his own team's Ice Shards. I don't think he wants to go any deeper anyway, just wants to get these tracks out. I'm going to just look for the push on the tower here. They should be able to find this tier 1. Fortification will come out. And now your TPs, though. There's going to be a bit of a reaction here from the side of EG. Aoi charging straight front to Al, but this time the Yules is there to cancel the charge. Fierce stealing damage here from Super. Wrecking Mouse come out, but there's Sumail on the back. If he gets the ult off onto Hao. Draxar going out, the Shuriken bouncing around as well, but it's not enough to kill anyone on the side of EG. PPD moving in. Ice going to look for the TP. Not going to pay off. He goes down. He's going to be the only casualty of this fight so far. Looks like everyone else is going to be able to get themselves out. But still, VG, they look for a fight, it doesn't pay off. And FY just left to get himself the hell out of there.
Their opening combination just isn't strong enough. Like, they need a little bit of extra burst damage to be able to just kill the hero straight up. But again, it's very difficult to do. PPD's been on point with his armors, and that time he was a little bit farther away from the team fight, so he wasn't able to get Overgrowth off. But the weird part about that engagement for Vici was when Aoi charged in, it looked like Ice wanted to go on him with a snowball, but then Hao just throws out a Yules when the snowball was already traveling, so it just makes it so Aoi doesn't get stunned. Like, getting thrown up in the air by a Yules is a lot less dangerous when the enemy team is trying to run away, instead of getting stunned and just saying, oh, I'm going to eat Requiem damage. Like, he still got hit a bit, but by that time, Hao had already walked quite a far distance away.
Oh man, there's some scary looking arms coming out for the side of EG, of course. Sumail did already have his Aghanim's, but now we're seeing Fear with the completed Ags as well. Enchantress Universe closing in on his own with the point booster and Ogre Club already complete. And now the push is going to be incredibly strong from the side of EG. It's getting harder and harder for VG to even contemplate doing anything to stop it. Baron needs to be careful. I mean, you know, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Aoi kind of go for a Sumail play where he just charges straight past the tower and looks to just go balls deep. I mean, yeah, we've seen him do so far, and it's paid off pretty much every time. In order to do it at the moment for EG, the tier 2 looking a bit rocky here for VG. And they won't be able to do anything about it here. Fear with that Aghanim's, of course, helping the push out.
Super needs to get back. Oh no, he's not going to get a TP. Okay. I thought that EG would actually TP back for him, but Aoi instead, he's just going to lose vision. Maybe a bit of miscommunication here. I think that actually could have killed him if it stuck a little bit nearby.
Aoi just having mercy there, allowing Super to TP away. And now, well, EG potentially going to look for a second tier 2 on this top lane, as a fair few of them are grouping up here. Fear, Universe and Aoi.
Dire's middle tower is
And
under
well, the rest of them, so we're just under 1,000 gold away now from Universe's Aghanim Scepter. Ice is being charged here, TP down to the bottom tier 2, sorry, tier 1 in fact, from EG that they still got stand. They've still got all their tier 1 standing at the moment. Ice is going up for the TP and he should be able to make it out before the charge connects. Yes, he has got the time to do so. Gets himself away from the scary Aoi.
EG are just bullying them across the map now. It's not a matter of can VG take a fight, it's can they actually find farm. Because EG are going to start saying, alright, well, we know we have a huge advantage. Let's just go ahead and try to push it out. And because of the fact that they have good sustain, they already have the mech, like you mentioned on Universe, and they already have the tree armor coming out. They never really have to back, and plus PPD is carrying an urn on top of that. So if a fight does break out, which I don't think Vici want right now, I think they realize that they're actually having a very hard time taking these engagements. If it does happen and EG win, then it's just like, oh, well, we heal back to full, because our team has just that good a sustain right now, and then we can just try to breach high ground. Which is another really cool thing about how EG has actually built their heroes. So, if you look at their draft, it seems like going high ground would be the hardest thing about their team, because Razor's not great at sieging base until Ags, but he just rushes the item, realizing that he doesn't need BKB, tree armor and mech is more than enough to keep him alive, and just having that tankiness, like 1900 health this early stage, with that Eye of the Storm just hitting towers, this team already has high ground potential at 23 minutes in.
Absolutely, bottom lane tier 2 is going to go down. How? He will be able to take the tier 1 in trade. But still not the IO trade. I mean, that's the first time VG have managed to take this game at least. But still, it certainly feels like the game's getting a lot tougher for the side of VG Gaming as well. I just feel that this matchup, the Bounty Hunter not being able to do that much at all for the side. The track guard, of course, not being prevalent in the fact that it's a game where VG just only got 2 kills here to their name. TP out now from Hao, FY. As well, just walking this one off, but Tree's got this gem. He knows he's there. FY, I'm sure he's realised, he's like, mate, you can see me, can't you? And PPD says, yes, I can here with the overgrowth. Only FY plays dead, the charge, the full caboodle, everything being thrown down onto FY, and the Bounty Hunter is dead.
So, you mentioned that FY wasn't able to really do anything this game. He hasn't been able to do anything, literally. And then the stats actually showed up a little bit earlier, where it said this is the only game throughout the entirety of TI that a bounty hunter has not had a kill or assist at 20 minutes. That was almost 5 minutes ago. Vici still had yet to get any kills.
I mean, I kind of hope he gets one by the end of the game, because if he ends the game like that, that's got to be the saddest bounty hunter in the world.
But this is something that's really cool to think about, because in the first game, we talked about the Shaker and the Rubik ban, and we both said that, you know, banning supports against Vici, the heroes that they're most comfortable with, the kind of guys that can actually just, like, shut you down, right? Like, FY and Fenrir, a very strong support duo. This is kind of the same thing, but instead of banning their hero out, they say, alright, we'll give you your bounty. We just have something ready for it that shuts you down so hard that you can see how crippled Vici have been. Like, because of their supports not being able to have much impact, all Fenrir could do was sit behind Shadow Fiend in the beginning of the game. And because they picked Shadow Fiend's safe lane, it was even more punishing because their heroes had no kill potential on the dual off lane to VG. And then FY runs around, wherever he goes is a tree armor, and then he just dies a bunch because of Spirit Breaker charge.
I mean, exactly. I mean, there is always still the potential.
Here we go.
Oh, mid lane. They want to get Universe. Red Crib, everything being thrown out onto Universe. He gets low and he goes down.
There we go.
This time they do find the kill. Unfortunately for them, FY was not in the neighborhood, so no track goal, but nonetheless,
still
they're not going to be complaining.
Still no assist. Oh my god. I feel so bad for him, but look at how much golden experience that was. That was insane.
We got a mid lane push. They're going to try it, but of course, the living armor doing what he can here. Fortification popped as well. There'll be the charge onto Hao. Owie. He's going to get countered here by the Yule Sphere. Moving in here with the statically massive Sonic Wave there from Samel. Catching 3. There's going to be the snowball coming out with the Overgrowth, holding them in place. Now out with another strike onto Hao. He's put the BKB and Hao just TPs it himself out. Vici do not want to be a part of this. Everyone's trying to TP. Fenrir gets out. Ice will go down. They find something, but the rest of VG just tuck their tails and run.
Alright, so Ice actually trapped Super inside of Ice Shards and almost got him killed. Like, straight up just almost killed his own teammate with the Ice Shards that were actually thrown out, so definitely having a little bit of an off game, first dying that 1v1 against Fear and then dropping a pretty questionable nuke, but only losing one there was a godsend, because they really should have lost more. I think PPD might have used Overgrowth a little bit too early, but it doesn't really matter, because Roshan's going to be up anywhere from like 1 to 4 minutes, and then EG are definitely going to get it. There is a very small chance that Vici are going to be able to contest that, unless for some reason Hao manages to just have another, I don't know, what, like 6,000-7,000 net worth? Like, can he just make that happen? Because I'm pretty sure he's the one who's going to be able to farm fast enough to continually compete with EG and then just get, like, pushing like this.
FY, he has no mercy, straight in on the bounty hunter. Taking him out of the fight. Owie going in with the charge will cancel it. Just keeping VG at bay here as EG starts to get the pressure onto this tier 3. Of course, with that Aghanim's again on Fear, just doing so much damage into the structures. They may even be ready to move in for Rax. Hao comes forward. He's going to have to come back now. And in fact, he's not. He's dead. 56 seconds on the sideline. And they go in hard. Super and Ice caught in place here by the Overgrowth. Super trying to do what he can with the BKB. He just TP's out. Super TPing out every time. Doesn't want to be a part of these fights. And understandably, because VG, they've already lost 3. They're going to potentially lose the Rax here as well, as there's no buyback available for neither Hao or Ice. And this is going to be the top set of Rax going down. 28 minutes in, 3 to 19.
GG.
And GG well played is cool. It's over. It's done. EG take the second game against VG, and a game that was entirely different to the first one. The first one, a game of back and forth, but this game was just EG in their element, and I think we've ended here with a very sad bounty. I believe it's going to be 0 kills and 0 assists. I kind of don't want to draw attention to it because I feel bad for the man.
Let's
ignore it. Let's just,
you know, the negative fantasy points aside, like, he had